ActionSA is today picketing against the Durban International Convention Centre for invoicing eThekwini Metro 4.7 million rand to pay for the ANC Women's League's elective conference. SABC News reporter Simphiwe Makhanya is now joining us live from Durban. As you can see there right behind him are members and supporters of ActionSA. Simphiwe, good morning. Thank you so much for making time for us. So this has been a big issue around the money that has been spent on a political party for an event that was taking place at the ICC in Durban. What has the response been from the legislature, and what is it that ActionSA wants to see?
Essentially, Eldrin, ActionSA says that it wants to see, transparency. It wants to see accountability with regards to this issue of the ANC Women's League conference, which was held here in Durban in August, at the beginning of August, where about more than 1,000 delegates gathered to elect the leadership of the ANC Women's League. But of course, Eldrin, the allegation that is being made by ActionSA leadership in this province is that that particular conference was held here at the Durban's ICC, but the ICC then wants the eThekwini municipality to foot the bill for the conference. And I'm now joined by the leader of ActionSA here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. That is Mr. Ngcobo, who's going to essentially talk to us about what exactly are your grievances as ActionSA with regards to this matter.
Yeah, firstly, let me say for us here is about transparency and accountability. We believe that the board of the ICC must account for what happened here. We are fully aware that there was a collaboration between the ANC and ICC management and the municipality to try and steal public funds. That is why today we even invited even the ratepayers of eThekwini, because we believe that we must protect the money that belongs to ratepayers of eThekwini, and this entity belongs to ratepayers of eThekwini. It's 100% owned by the municipality. What has happened exactly here is that there was a MOU that was signed by the ICC management and the city under the event called Women's Month Launch that never took place. And I'm glad that yesterday in our finance meeting, the mayor finally agreed that he knows about the MOU, but he also lied in that meeting by saying that event was cancelled, because we are fully aware that that event was also invoiced by the ICC for about 4.7 million rand, although the MOU was stipulating that the city is prepared to pay about 5 million rand for that event. And we are saying to the board today, they have a responsibility to report crime, because they actually collaborated, because on the 10th of August, they did an amendment to the MOU where they effected changes on the initial MOU after the event took place, where they're even charging the city for caucus room and also for plenary floor, where Women's League were sleeping on the floor. City was charged about 6,000 rand per day on that invoice. So the invoice was sent to the city on the 21st of August. The invoice is not yet paid by the city, because ActionSA was able to come out and say this invoice can't be paid. But today we are saying to the ICC, they must invoice the ANC. ANC must put this bill, but also we are saying to the board, they must go and report this crime with police, because it's strange that till to date, the board have a responsibility to ensure that there's good governance in this institution, but have done nothing about this. We are saying they are collaborators of this crime. They must also be accountable for what happened there. That is why we are saying they have a responsibility to go and report this matter to the police, because those who are involved in this corruption must answer for this corruption. As far as ActionSA, we even went as far as calling for City Investigation Integrity Unit to investigate this matter. But I'm waiting for the report, and the head of department did say he will do investigation. He's already doing it anyway. We're waiting for the report to see what has transpired from this.
You also sit in the eThekwini Council, Mr. Ngcobo. Have you been able to raise this matter, and what has been the response of the officials there?
Yeah, look, one have raised this matter in council meeting, where I even asked the city manager to ensure that we don't pay for this invoice. He did commit that the city won't pay for this invoice, but what is not clear is who will end up paying for this invoice, because it's sitting on the desk within the municipality, but it's not paid yet. But also at the same time, the ICC must be paid. That is why this is a public entity. We need this money to be paid, and it must be paid by ANC. But also, people who are involved in this collaboration must be held accountable. That is why we believe the board themselves have failed to do their duties. They must account. If they are failing to actually open a case within 7 days, we have no option but to put a motion in council to remove them because they are appointed by council. We believe there must be accountability. We will ensure they are being removed.
To us, Mr. Ngcobo, about you say the invoice has not yet been paid. From what you understand and from what you know at this very present moment, who really is responsible for this?
Look, all I know is because I've seen the MOU. The MOU was signed by the CEO of ICC and the Deputy Minister. So both of them, as senior officials of both institutions, must account. So end of the day, the investigation must reveal who was part of this corruption. But all we know, those who signed this MOU must account.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
That is the leader of ActionSA here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Ngcobo, who is just giving us a background in terms of this particular, situation that is unfolding here. I'm now going to try and steal the, chairperson of the Westville Ratepayers Association also, just to get a sense of their participation in this picket. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much for having us.
Your involvement in this picket and what exactly are you calling for as ratepayers in the Westville area?
Look, the action that's been called by ActionSA in regards to hold the ICC accountable for the misuse of public funds is something that we fully support. As the Ratepayers Association, not just of Westville, but for the entire eThekwini, we will not stand by, and that's the reason why we're present in this meeting today. It's unacceptable that public funds are being squandered and used in the way that they're being used. I actually fully support what Zokele is saying, is that someone needs to pay for this, and it shouldn't be the city. So if it was a function for the ANC Women's League, then that invoice must be sent to the ANC Women's League and they must pay for it. We won't accept that the city is just going to try and push this under the carpet and expect us to just keep quiet. We will not keep quiet. We will follow the paper trail that's been opened by ActionSA, and we support them. The fact that they are willing to stand up and talk about corruption and expose this to us as the ratepayers, we truly appreciate that.
Thank you so much for your time.
Say no to fraud. No.
Well, there you have it. We will also try and endeavor to get a comment from the ICC as well as the ANC in the province of KwaZulu-Natal to get a sense of what the response is. This matter. I expect you in Johannesburg.